Go. The Smashes.
This is really good chat. Yeah, the Smashes. Um, I'm Chris Lee. He's Seb Sandu. Introducing ourselves like professionals that we are. Yeah, we're in our new, much quicker format. So let's just get straight down.
Yes, UK v Australia. Just like the show, there's just no team, no fighting. It's just go. Let's go. Teams are set. The beef is already there. Just get rolling.
Um, yeah, I did try to be open-minded about the Australians. I do want to be fair and judge people as they come, but I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but they were just very annoying to me, man.
I
Can't
mean,
help
for people who don't know, there's probably some Americans who aren't even aware why it's called the Smashes.
Google it.
True. 10-minute new format. Let's go.
Um, yeah, a sporting rivalry, cricket, uh, and it's like 100-year rivalry,
Yeah.
beef between our two countries. I'm generally not a nationalistic person, but
No.
somehow you just seem to get dragged into it. Probably not that grave an excuse, but I think they started as well. Like they were very cocky, very. They're referring to the English as the Poms, which is like
Yeah.
their.
Yeah. And the thing is, they're kind of the hosts, so it shouldn't be like kind of what fuck off back out of our country. That's the kind of attitude it seems to be.
But that's generally what they start, I think. Anyway. But yeah, I said yeah. Anyway, we'll just keep it moving.
I did think it was funny though, because when the Aussies were in the house, they were all getting a bit loud and a bit aggy, and like sort of saying things like, "This is our turf." They were invading us, and then it just cut to the UK team entering the house like, "Bruh, bruh, bruh, bruh."
That's okay. To try and keep it fair, like you say, as hosts, they shouldn't have been quite so rude. But then
Yeah,
as guests, the English guys probably could have toned it down a bit as
yeah.
well. To be honest, and just shouting and fucking getting a bit aggro
Uh,
as they did.
the initial suggestion is that we're going to see the worst of both sides, like the worst of Australian men, the worst of British men.
Straight away, the tension is there, man. You can instantly is there. Um, the Aussies started straight with the pranks, which I'm not a fan of. I mentioned it in the other episode about TUF 16 in the States. Unless you're unless you're doing a prank that's genuinely gonna start some real beef and genuinely what's the
Hold on,
word?
what was the prank again?
Um, oh, they hid their bag.
That was it.
Like that's just lame. Like you say,
So lame.
on their bags. Yeah, then you got my interest.
What's the best thing that's going to happen there? Oh, where's my bag? It's not here. Cut to 10 minutes later. Oh, there's my bag.
There you go, Aussies. Yeah, I'm a bit worried that I might just end up being completely anti-Aussie on this podcast.
Well,
But you know, if there's any Aussies out there, you make your own podcast
yeah,
and you talk about the Brits.
yeah,
There you go. We're not getting this.
yeah, exactly.
Or make some comments in the YouTube. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Oh,
I
God,
imagine that in the same way that we're getting annoyed by the Australians, the exact same thing is happening in Australia.
of course. Yeah,
Yup.
it's just work, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
just you can't. And it the editing show as well. They're probably cranking it up, and
yeah.
yeah, it's going to be entertaining to say the least. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to it. I think we got spoiled a bit in the last one with Brazil because where both of us just loved everyone on it, just loved learning
Oh
about
God, yeah. It's like it was a dream to UF Brazil, and
yeah,
everyone just loved each other, man.
learning about the Brazilian culture and
This is the exact opposite.
the exact opposite. It's like a culture we're very familiar with already,
Yeah.
hate and love. So very different series. Um, but yes, we've got the coaches. I predicted who they would be
Yep.
right on Rear Naked Chat exclusive.
Yes.
To be fair, it wasn't that hard to predict. I think Soteropoulos is about the only Aussie who's relevant in the UFC.
Even
Really,
close to a contender, yeah.
Ross Pearson happens to be the same weight as him, and they've
Exactly.
both been on.
And to be honest, they're both good fighters, but they've had some bad results recently.
Yeah, that's
So
fair. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see them fight. I think. Yeah.
George is solid, but I mean, he seems like a nice enough guy as well. But there's something about him that just annoys me. It might just be the Aussiness.
It's, it's his Team Aussie, man. Team Oz.
On the show himself as well, he seems like a bit of a dick. I don't know if you remember where he always used to get up first, and his housemates were like, "When you get up, can you just switch the light on so that it wakes?"
Oh, he's that guy.
He was like, "I'm not your mum, I'm not here." It's like, mate, you just flip the switch. That's
Yeah.
all you can do. He just wouldn't have it. So that planted the seed. This guy's a bit of a dick, but Ross Pearson, fan of the guy. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, I think you've always been kind of rooting for him. Like, he is potentially good. He's just not quite happened.
Yeah, he's not quite hit that level, but
Yeah, but he's
anyway,
capable of it.
it seems like he's committed to the coaching thing pretty well.
Yes.
So should be good, man. But yeah, I think
I
there's
love the
going to be.
way there was one guy on Team Oz, Xavier Lucas, and I just love the way he speaks. He's that guy. He sort of sounds like he's got a South African accent, and he's like, "Man, I can't believe I'm in UFC ring, the UFC cage octagon, my dream UFC Dana White." It's just words, one after another, one after another. It's not a sentence.
I'm South African. I wonder if he's like moved from Australia,
I don't
which,
know.
funnily enough, he was the one who was fucking the most aggy and the most patriotic to Australia.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't know how that works, but yeah, we might get to that in a minute. Actually, I don't know.
It's weird. Knowing Dana White's giving his speech, and he is a good speech giver. You know, what I mean, he does know how to get these boys fired up. But when you think back to season 1 and what he's like now, it's like he's slowly becoming Vince McMahon.
Oh God, totally.
Like
Yeah,
he's because just like Vince is in control of his product, he is as well in that same way. He controls everything,
yeah.
but he's just showing more and more dominance as a boss now.
I've noticed as the show's progressed as well, the last couple of series, in the opening credits, they have each coach, and then they'll have Dana
Dana
White,
White, yeah.
and featuring Dana White.
Yeah,
Almost like he's like the Fonz.
he is. No, I'm telling you, mate. He's Vince McMahon. He's Vince McMahon in just a very subtle way.
In a
Like, give it 10 years, and there'll be a Dana White Kiss My Ass Club.
or a fake death. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so we've established this beef. Other than that, pretty much the mill stuff. They're all
No, but
in
there
the
were some
house.
good bonuses this year. There was 5k for a finish, 25 for a KO or a submission. Like, all the focus is on, come on, man, got to finish. And I do like the way Dana pushes that hard. He pushes it so hard. Finish fights, please.
Entertainment, yeah. Which probably again adds into the Vince thing.
Yeah. Actually, it did all get a little bit Vince in a way, because the Queen, oh God. One side was the Queen and the other side was a kangaroo. It's like, well done, UFC coin designer. How to annoy 2 countries in one go.
Exactly. Just fucking. Yeah, that was just so gimmicky, wasn't it? So silly. But yeah, man. I mean, but we had the usual, people just giving their little life story and introducing themselves.
Yeah.
As I said in the last episode, not interested in that.
No.
Not in the pranks. I just want to see good training, good fights, and genuine animosity between people. I think we're going to get that. So
We got introduced to some of the coaches, though. It's nice to see Dean Amersinger back on our screens again. He's so useless.
it's almost like Ross is kind of hooking him up.
Of course.
He's like that. He's that mate, isn't he? Of like,
You watch, right? His thing, he just agrees with everyone and everything. Always. It doesn't matter who's talking to him.
yeah, but he's almost like a lucky mascot, I think. But
That's basically what he is.
very much, but you just like having him around.
Yeah,
Keeps the mood happy.
yeah, just a good, positive black guy who looks a little bit like Mr. T.
In fact, on the UK versus USA one, he lost, didn't he? I think he was just generally there for morale.
Of course, man. He's a coach. He is a coach, to be fair. He's not a fighter.
No. I mean, I suppose, in all fairness, he would probably kick both of our asses.
Yeah, of course. I'm not.
Relatively speaking, he's more, more of a motivator. He's a
Yeah,
new Mr. Motivator.
yeah. But Ross Pearson's training is heavy, man. You could tell they were going at it pretty hard.
I like it. I like the
Yeah,
fact that he's bringing that.
that's that's the British way of training, I think, definitely.
So, a bit of a casualty early on, although I don't know if that was actually related to the training. A bit of a freak injury
Yeah,
that
that was crazy.
bicep
I
felt.
really felt for him, man. Like normally, like you say, you don't want to buy into that stuff, but like you really felt like because he just was not having it. He was just like you knew you could tell something was wrong, but he's like, I'm just gonna carry on. Doesn't matter.
He wasn't doing this. You usually on this show get the opposite end of it, where someone's complaining about something more than they
Yeah, he
probably.
was just silent.
Whereas he was just, no, it's fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
And he was devastated when he got told. But
Uh,
it's a little teaser at the end, whereas
mm.
next week he sees the doctor again, doesn't he? So maybe there's a little
Yeah,
twist.
well, the strategy was that he said to his coach that look, if you can avoid putting me into a fight for a while, I can get back in.
Yeah, but then the doctor said you need surgery.
Oh
So that,
right, okay.
but then the doctor might suddenly say it's not as bad as I don't know. Some
Some Vince McMahon style turn next week.
exactly.
He comes to the ring with a sling and just rips it off. Like, I'm fine.
Cast, they let him fight. He just beat it in some cast. Uh, but yeah, man, it was. It's all set up to be a pretty good looking season, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
Did we even, I can't remember if we talked about the fight or not. Have we talked about the fight?
do that now. The first fight was Valentino
Valentina
fighting
Petruski
someone named
versus Benny Alloway.
the Aussie I've just written here.
And then Benny Alloway, I wrote his name.
As we've mentioned before, on the actual show, fighters are often a bit reluctant to really engage properly, and Valentino looked like that for me. He looked a bit shook. First fight, he's going first. He's in another country. He's on TV.
Yeah.
He just overwhelmed by it all,
I
really.
think that's a big thing, the fact that it's in Australia. That was the thing that pissed me off a little bit at the start. It's like, hold on, this ain't fair, really, then. Not straight away. I'm sure it will even up, but in the beginning, they're going to have the advantage to start with.
True, true, true. Yeah, because even though the house is an isolated place, it's not like they're living in Australian culture or anything. But
No.
like you said, they travel all the way over there, leave their families, and
Yeah.
they probably needs a lot more adjustment
And
than
more
the other
specifically, just the jet lag. Like that would just take ages to recover fully.
time to get over that. Surely,
You'd hope so, because it takes a ridiculous number of weeks to be. I'm thinking because they're athletes, they need to be tip top. So even
yeah.
the slightest thing is going to fuck them up.
Even because Valentino even said that he didn't sleep well
Yeah.
in the show, but he just didn't. He didn't look fully engaged in the fight,
No,
and that really. I wasn't that impressed by him though. To be fair,
no.
he did what he had to do.
Valentino looked like the better fighter when he was kind of on top and outstriking him.
But I don't know. He just looked half-assed to me. I can't. Maybe I'm just biased, but
Was it Benny who said that when he was describing his life, he said, I turned into a little bit of an alcoholic? It's like, how can you be a little bit of an alcoholic? There's no such thing as a little bit of an alcoholic. You're either a fucking alcoholic or just some guy who has a few drinks.
yeah.
Unless in Australia, it's like, it's so common that they all hit a bit of alcoholism at some point. So it's just, yeah, I had a bit of alcoholism.
An alcoholic. If that was anywhere else, he'd be a full-blown rage. But over there, it's like you can go further than that even. I, from the skill set he showed in that fight, even though he won, I don't think he'll go that far in the show,
Nah,
to be honest.
no.
Now he's going to fucking win the whole thing, but
No, he won't, man. He won't.
we'll see. It's definitely a better fighter than that.
Yeah, but how fired up was it? Was in fact it was that guy, wasn't it? Xavier Lucas at the end. Australia, Australia.
How pissed off that Northern Irish guy got as well. Just, I fight you. I fight all of you. I was like, yeah.
It was so fucking like just thuggish and just fucking caveman. That's what it was. Just caveman behaviour.
Stadium could totally have been in a football.
Yeah, because he was just going shouting words, and then he was like, "Right, Your words make me want to hit you. Come on, I just want to hit you. I want to hit someone now.
Come on.
I ain't got no fucking words yet.
So yeah, man. If that's setting out the stall for the rest of the season,
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, man. We got two good ones.
This is going to be a very good rivalry, man. Very good.
Um,
Is this the first one where it's no? They had Team UK versus Team America, and that was similar.
it was that little bit mismatched though. UK dominated them really. On
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
The only ones who lost were Dean Amasinger and the guy who just quit, who couldn't keep his mouth guard in. Was he? I don't know what.
He was annoying because he was meant to be the best guy, and he just gave up.
Yeah, he did. But
Yeah.
I think all the rest of the British guys
They
won.
won, yeah, and it was an all-British final as well.
So we'll see. The Aussies might whitewash us after this, but I doubt it.
I doubt it. No, it's too. I think it'll be quite even. I got a feeling it'll be quite even because both coaches are good. That you know, what I mean, there's no mismatch here like Roy Nelson and fucking Shane Carwin.
All around, it just ticks all the boxes, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. Good.
But yeah, stay tuned. We will be breaking down every single episode right here, YouTube, Rear Naked Channel. Leave us comments.
Yeah, leave us comments. We'll respond to any ones that try to make us angry.
Talk a bit of shit to us, a bit of sledging, we call it. But bring it on, man.
I would love for some Australians to just put some messages up. I would love that.
I don't think they even need encouragement, to be honest. But, yeah, see us here or Twitter, Rear Naked Chat. And that's it, really. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Anything else?
No, see you next week, mate.